Number of people getting ripped off on crypto and NFTs is just outrageous. Now, Bitcoin is safe because it's the big elephant on the block. It's stable.
Right.
I like conservative thinking. You go for the 2 times it's gone way up and made money, and just recently, I think Bitcoin is going to go to format that can't be modified easily with humans in control of it. I mean, look at our US dollars. I mean, US dollars, the government can just create new dollars and borrow. And it's like you never have it fixed. Like Bitcoin was the gold. Bitcoin is mathematics, mathematical purity. There can never be another Bitcoin created. Bitcoin doesn't even have a creator that we know of. Bitcoin isn't run by some company. It's just mathematically pure. And I believe nature over humans always. You know, I think we should start our year not at January 1. We shouldn't even have months, to tell you the truth. In my opinion, it was a stupid idea, but you couldn't use numbers back in the times of Roman numerals where our calendar came from. And it's just but we have so many digital ways to pay for things now, even just to transfer money to people. I mean, it goes, way back to PayPal and now we have Apple Cash, and we have, all the Venmo and all that. So we already have other modes than crypto. Crypto just has a little bit of anonymity, and I don't know if that's right. That, oh gosh, I can do things without people knowing. I think that everything you do in life, you should be willing to stand up and say, "This is me doing this transaction." And crypto, it's hard to trace back to, who's doing what. It's possible though. I would love to it. I love it when, people like Jack Dorsey talk and how crypto should be, the heart of our business dealings. The trouble is the government will never allow it to be out of their control. If it got to the point that everything was being done with crypto and it didn't pass through governments for observation and taxation and all that, no, governments would just disallow it. They wouldn't give up their power. That's where the heart of a lot of the power comes from, the US dollar. Heck, if there's inflation, your house goes up 10 times in 40 years, you think you're a smart investor. No, you have an old house. You used to have a new house. Now you got an old house, but the government says 90% of its value is earnings, and we're going to tax it. Oh my gosh, the government makes all its taxes off inflation. It's all, I don't know. To me, it's kind of an artificial system. It's not like science and math and logic and computer programming.
Do you think the world's going towards crypto, or you think we'll always stick with fiat currency?
It's hard to erase things that humans have learned and can put into books, methods of doing it. Some countries have even disallowed crypto and blockchain technologies. It can be used a lot. I think it's being used a lot these days to rip people off. I'll start a crypto. I'll hire an engineer that knows how to create it, and I'll get a celebrity to back it up, and we'll put out the Kim coin, Kim Kardashian or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's probably a bad example, but
it's a great example.
It's a great example.
It is?
It's a really good one.
Okay, because I don't do social web, so I don't really know the names to use. But we'll call, and I see that happening all the time. And then the founders that started it pull off some millions of dollars right away from investors that say, "I want to get in quick and early when it's young because it's going to grow like Bitcoin. I'll make $1 billion out of pennies," and they jump in, and then it goes to zero. That's the common story. It's not the only story. There's some others that have made it for a while for some good reasons. Yeah, so I'm kind of NFTs fall into that category too. The number of people getting ripped off on crypto and NFTs is just outrageous. Now, Bitcoin is safe because it's the big elephant on the block. It's stable.
Right.
I like conservative thinking. You go for the big ones. And I have never invested in stock in my life. I've never used Apple's stock app on the iPhone. Ever. Because why? It goes to my happiness formula. I found that my head gets to a peaceful spot where it's not worrying about everything being up and down, up and down, up and down like day traders. I had day traders around me, and I watched what they went through, and I just turned the other way. I don't read any financial papers. I don't want to be, I don't want that to affect my life, so I never invested in stocks. Bitcoin, I bought a bunch of Bitcoin at the start to say, how do you play with this new thing? How do you buy something online? And I conquered that. And how do you buy things in other countries? And how would you even pay for like a donut in another country? Mm-hmm. How can you find an ATM that works on your Bitcoin? And I wanted to experiment and learn it all. And then Bitcoin went way up. Well, I got scared and I sold all my Bitcoin except one Bitcoin. That's not my purpose, is to have enough to play with and experiment with, but not to make money on. And 2 times it's gone way up and made money.
And just recently, I think Bitcoin is going to go to 100,000. I just, I don't know where you get that feeling. I can't put any mathematics to it. I just really feel it from all of the interest. The interest in crypto is so high. And so I put a bunch of money into an online wallet account, Coinbase, and pretty much it's sitting right where it was right now. Went way up, it doubled, and then it halved again. And even Bitcoin, gold of all, it's only mathematical, no human can control Bitcoin and the amounts of it and anything. That's it takes a lot of energy to mine it, to keep Bitcoin, to keep these all the cyber currencies and NFTs going. But it costs an amount of energy for whatever anything is worth.
Right.
Because the costs, the economy, 3 E's. The economy equals the energy used equals the emissions, meaning pollution. Okay? And that's a formula you'll never hear anywhere else. Sounds as easy as E equals MC squared from Einstein, right? It's that easy. The global economy, GNP say, equals the amount of energy that was used. If you double one, you double the other. And that equals the amount of pollution that we get. Double the energy, you'll double the pollution. The only way to really solve this climate problem is take our lives way, way back down in economy. Take them way back down. So I don't buy into a lot of, people thinking, do this one little step, buy an electric car or get a solar panel, that it actually makes any difference at all. It could actually go the opposite way, just like the Bitcoin mining. But, everything we got in life, a house, a car, this RV is beautiful. I gave my money to so many good things. They have a street named after me in San Jose. And then a friend, a hacker friend, Kevin Mitnick. Okay, he's famous, got some great books. I write the forwards for him. And he was calling me like at 2 a.m. I'm in Moscow, Russia. He'd call me at 4 a.m. I'm in Bogota, Colombia, and all these places. And I said, that's kind of intriguing that you get to all these places. Speaking. He was speaking. So we had a dinner in San Francisco with a speech agent from Boston, and she said she could get me speeches, and I was ready to get a new occupation. Rather than starting companies, I could always get involved in company startups. And I said, yeah. And that's where it started,
Great.
And I've done it for 15 years, and I've risen to the top. Nice. I have risen to the top. I got up to where I was doing 100 speeches a year, most of them foreign. Okay, that meant a lot of long airplane flights. I don't get to choose a nice set of cities like a rock group. We'll go all the cities along California from north. No, I don't get to do that. It's where the speech offers come in. And I've been to all the exotic countries, almost all the exotic countries. The Saudi Arabias and Moscows and China and a lot of strange places, some small places.
Super cool.